Now let's continue working on the Minion AI. So last time we did a pretty naive Minion AI, but it works. The problem is that the Minion does not stop when it reaches the range of the attack, and it also blocks the path for our champion. So if we try to move this way, our champion gets stuck, and the minion too. So let's fix that. First of all, let's go to blueprints, BP champion, and go to sphere. I forgot to make the sphere non-affecting to the nav mesh, so let's go to nav and look for can ever affect navigation and turn it off. Compile and save. Now we're going to go to the Minion behavior tree. We're going to click on the is target in range decorator, and we're going to set observer aborts to self. Now we actually need to make our minion and our champion avoid each other, and in order to do that, we go to AI controller for minion, and we go to class settings, and we're going to look for detour crowd AI controller. Compile and save, and we are going to go to AI folder. We're going to create a new folder, call it champion, and we are going to create a new blueprint class of type detour AI controller. Select, and we are going to call this AIC champion. We are going to go to the blueprints. We're going to go to BP champion, and we're going to look for AI controller and set the AI controller class to the one that we just created. Now when we go back to our game and try to play, it will work somewhat. However, it causes some artifacts. As you can see here, the minion actually reaches the destination and starts strafing to the right or to the left, and we don't want that. Actually, we're going to go back, and we need to modify a variable in the path following component, which inherits in this case from the crowd following component. Unfortunately, these variables are not exposed through the blueprint, so we're actually going to create a C++ class, and we're going to inherit from that one. Let's go to tools, new C++ class, and look for AI controller, and we're going to call this one specific AI controller. Set it to private and create the class. Now that we are inside of our code editor, we are going to create our constructor first for the class. So we're going to go public a specific AI controller, and the function name is going to be the same as the class name. Then we're going to put an object initializer, if object initializer, as a parameter in our constructor. It's going to be a reference, call it object initializer, and it's going to be equal to if object initializer : get. We're also going to create the begin play function, void begin play override, and finally in our header we're going to create a U property. So let's call it float collision query range, u property, and let's set it to edit anywhere, and go to the CPP file. Here we are going to implement our functions, so we're going to take this like this and say super object initializer dot set default subobject class of type u crowd following component, and let's not forget to import it. So let's say include navigation crowd following component. And let's give it a text of path following. That's it for our function or class initializer. Now let's implement the begin play. Let's call the parent begin play, and now we're going to create a new variable, call it u crowd following component pointer, and let's call it crowd following component. We're going to look for it by find component by class of type u crowd following component, and finally we're going to take our crowd following component and set crowd collision query range, and we're going to set our variable that we just created. Now let's go back to Unreal and let's compile our code. Okay, now the compilation failed. Actually, I shouldn't have added the name of the class and double semicolon or double colon. So just the name of the function. Let's recompile. Now the compilation is complete. Let's go to our AI folder. Let's go to champion, AI C champion, and let's look for query range. We're not going to find it because we need our class to inherit from the class that we just created. So go to class settings and look for a specific AI controller, reparent. Now let's look for query range, and we find it here, 150. Let's do the same thing with the AI controller for the Minion. Look for class settings, specific AI controller, reparent, save, query range 150. Compile and save this, and let's try this. Now they should avoid each other, but only very narrowly, which is what we wanted to do in the first place. Another thing is we want the minion to stop as soon as it reaches the attacking range. So let's go to tasks, attack target task. In event receive execute AI, we're going to look for the owner controller, and we're going to say stop movement, and let's put the execution pin in it. One final thing we need to do is we need to go to the target is in range, and we need to actually recalculate the attacking range, and we need to take into consideration the radius of the capsule of the champion and of the minion. So in order to do that, we're going to go to owner controller here, or the controlled pawn, and we're going to say as character or cast to character, and we are going to take the target to attack also, and we are going to cast it to character like this, and this, and as a character here we're going to take the capsule. So get capsule component, get capsule radius, same thing here, get capsule component, get radius. It's a bit messy for the moment, but it doesn't matter as long as we get it to work. So let's add this to this. So we're going to add both of our radiuses. Just like this. And we are going to add another pin to it, and we are going to add the attacking range. And we are going to replace the value in the comparison by the new recalculated target range. Put the execution pin from cast to character to is valid. So let's compile and save, and let's try it now. Nice. To improve our minion behavior even further, we want our minion to lose sight of the champion when it is far enough. So to do that, we're going to go to the AI minion and the behavior tree for the minion, and we're going to create a new decorator. It's going to be called BTD target in follow range, and let's do the same thing with the other decorators. We're going to go to override, and we are going to perform a condition check AI. So first of all, let's begin by grabbing our target to attack from the blackboard. So we're going to say get blackboard as actor. Again, promote the key to variable, target to attack. We're also going to get the controlled pawn, and we are going to get the distance, so distance 2 from the target to attack to the controlled pawn. Now that we got our distance, we're going to get our controlled pawn, and we're going to cast it to minion, BP minion. and as BP Minion we are going to get a variable that we have not created yet. So let's go create it. Let's go to BP Minion and let's create a variable called max follow range. And while we're at it, we're going to create another variable. We're going to call it search target range, and we're not going to use it just now, we're going to use it at the end. Let's save, let's close and go back here, and we're going to say as BP Minion get max follow range. Now we're going to say greater or equals. So if our distance is greater than the maximum follow range, it means that our target is no longer within reach. Branch, and we are going to set blackboard object, and we are going to grab the same key for target to attack and leave this as nothing. So we're going to set it to null. Let's do this. Another thing is we're going to grab our attacker component. So we're going to say get component by class AC attacker, and we're going to get target, or we're going to set target to attack, and we are also going to set it to nothing. One final thing is we are going to get the owner controller, and we are going to say stop movement, because we're no longer following after the target, and go here. And for the false, we're going to immediately exit, because we are in range and we don't need to set our target to attack to null. For the return value, we are going to get not this, not boolean, and we are going to set it as our return value. That's it for this decorator. So I think it's giving an error because the value is not public. Let's go back to BP Minion, max follow range, set it to public, compile again, and it is fine. Now let's go back to our behavior tree, and we're going to go to this leaf, and again we're going to add decorator. This time we're going to add the decorator that we just created, which is target in follow range. For the abort, it's going to abort itself, and it's going to inverse, or actually it's not going to inverse the condition, it's going to leave it just like that. Another thing is we're going to go to sequence, and we're going to add the decorator target is null, because if the target is not is null, we don't want to attack and we don't want to wait the blackboard time. It's going to abort itself, and it's going to inverse the condition. Let's save, and let's try it now. So if we are within reach of our minion, okay, I think I know why this is causing an issue. In target follow range, we need to set our target to attack to public, and here we're going to set target to attack as the default. Seems like getting value as actor here is causing an issue because this is casting the object as an actor without checking whether it is null or not. So let's do this. Get blackboard as object, get value as object, and we're going to check if it is valid. If it is valid, we're going to cast it to an actor. Now if we do this and this like this, compile, and of course don't forget to put the actor as the target for the distance function, compile. Now the error is gone. Of course it's not working yet because we need to go to BP Minion and we need to set the value of max follow range. Let's set the max follow range to about 800, and let's set the search target range to about 500. Compile and save. Now if we go and test it, as you can see the minion will keep following us until we escape the range of 800, and it will stop right there. If we go back to the range of search, it will start following us again, and so on and so forth. Another thing is I set the search target range in the Minion BP, but I didn't use it yet, so let's go use it. I'm going to go to the task of find target, and here I'm going to replace the value of sphere radius, so I'm going to get the controlled pawn, cast it as BP Minion, and from BP Minion I'm going to get search target range and put it right there. If we compile and save and try again, it should work as expected. If we are within range, we'll get attacked. It will follow us for a while and it will stop. Nice. One final thing is I got something that is not right within the find target task, and I already fixed it. So it used to be like this. Which should still work without any errors. So if I try to do this, however, I don't want it to be this way because we want to return the state of target to attack on the blackboard. So we're going to unpin the value here, and we're going to get blackboard value as actor or as object, same thing. Get like this is valid and not boolean, and hook it up right here. This is more correct, even though it works in both cases. Compile and save, test it one final time, and that's it. It works fine. This is it for part 2 of this video. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.